All right, so the last time we spoke, we talked about our beast position. So we had our static beast, which is simply owning the position. And I highly recommend before each flow going into this position and getting comfortable and prepping and activating every portion of your body in that position. Also practicing the forward traveling, the backwards traveling, and then practicing our contralateral lifts. So getting into that static beast position, going into your activated beast, and then lifting the right hand, and then lifting the right foot and holding. Notice how I'm trying to keep myself balanced and still in the same position while keeping my foot low and my hand low. Switch sides. Left hand, right foot. Switch, tap, switch. Okay, those are going to be crucial in building your stability and strengthening up those arms to take the weight of yourself into beautiful movement. All right, so we're gonna be working on our side kick through today. And that side kick through starts in our activated beast. Now what we wanna look at is the positioning of the feet, and notice that I don't step anywhere, rather I'm pivoting off the toes, okay? And so when I'm pivoting off the toes, the leg that is gonna be kicking through is going to be the leg that is called. So if I say left leg kick through, I know that my left leg is going to be the leg that is kicking through, okay? So that means this opposite leg is going to be the leg that is going to be your base support, okay? So what we're focusing on with this base support is rotating down directly onto the heel, okay? Coming back, rotating. As this is rotating, this hip, this opposite hip, is going to be basically setting into the ground in a straight line. From here, this is where I'll open up the left leg and I'll pull the I will pull the right hand. Okay, and I'm gonna do this in a different position as well so you can see. But from here, what we can see is this leg is posted and my knee isn't caving in or dragging out. My knee is directly stacked above the shin here. And then this opposite hand, the left hand, is going to be your other base. From here, I'm going to keep the shoulder back, eye of the elbow pit forward, and I keep a slight bend in my elbow because I have a tendency to go into hyperextension, okay? So, floating the leg up. From here, you're going to keep low to the ground. Again, noticing that this planted leg isn't caving in or out. My right hand is going to extend back. And I pull this back in such a fashion that I'm activating here, pulling through the lat, and I'm drawing my elbow down to create some tension, and then pulling these fingers apart. Notice how my shoulder, my opposite shoulder here wants to cave in. I'm gonna keep that shoulder pushed back because I like to keep stable throughout this position. Pulling my left leg back, my right hand starts to come over. From here is where I'm going to get up, press onto my gas pedal with my right leg as I rotate down, setting the hand and the foot down at the same time, okay? So, we can take the movement slow, step by step. We can even regress it back and go into knee throughs, okay? Or we can go and start making that movement more and more fluid. And that is the goal. What we're going to take a look at a little bit more so is the positioning for the side kick through. A lot of times when people kick the leg through, they kick back, okay? So if you notice, my leg is at a back angle, almost like I was going to come into a crab position. This is technically right to shoot back if you're going to come into that crab. However, we're just going into the side kick through, okay? So my side kick through follows a line, and it should be lined up with my hip, and I want to kick it directly to the side, okay? So when I execute my side kick through, I think about leading with my knee. So I think about that knee through position, okay? So if I open my knee and I'm pointing my knee directly to the left, my shin only has one option, but to open up in that direction, okay? Pointing the toe, I want you to notice too that I don't just stick my foot out and let it lay limp, okay? You can either flex your toes towards your shin. This is gonna create activation through this chain. or you can point the toes, which is more commonly seen in animal flow, and then externally rotate that femur outwards. Pull the shoulder back, and now I have major tension from the toe all the way up into the quad, into this side oblique, all the way up, and then pulling this hand back creates a sling of tension from here all the way up into the belly, into the shoulder. Pull back, set it down, okay? Rotating off of the toes, okay? Notice too that I am staying low to the ground. I'm not coming up and then sitting in. I'm staying low throughout each movement. As I pull my leg back in, I bend it first. Look, I'm still low to the ground. I'm pushing off the back portion of my hand here to pull myself back. And I'm pressing off the back heel to create this motion, to keep myself low. Okay, knees come down to that paper width apart from the ground each time. Okay, and if we forgot what that means keeping my knees low above the ground only to where a piece of paper could slide underneath them. Pointing that toe, again opening up to 45, pulling back in, out to the side. Knee points the way, leg opens, hand pulls back. Now you begin to see the fluidity of it. Hand comes up, foot comes up. Start to rotate. Extend the foot and pull the arm back, and then close them at the same time. Come onto those toes and reset, okay? And time from there. So what we can take note of is by practicing our static beast. Let me pull myself into the light. Gotta use it. What we can take away from here is that in our static beast, practicing holding and owning that static beast is gonna help strengthen us for our side kick throughs. And doing those knee throughs is gonna help us properly learn where to place our leg, and then the rest of the leg follows. So we can make drills with knee throughs and the static beast and the contralateral lifts and use that as prep work before we get ourselves or our students into side kick throughs.